Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Or some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight.
Coward.
Go ahead.
So you want me to pay you $30 million to play 30 games? Hell no. No. 80 games is fine, because I did it, Jerry West did it, Kareem did it, Magic did it, Bird did it, Bernard King, like all the great legends before us did it.
You play basketball 2.5 hours a day, 3 hours a day, right? That's your job. That's what you get paid to do as an NBA player. What are you doing the other 21 hours? I mean, to me, that's when you should be prepared.
The NBA recently witnessed a moment that caught the entire league off guard. Shaquille O'Neal delivered a blunt, unapologetic statement that cut straight to the heart of modern basketball and exposed contradictions surrounding today's biggest stars. As the dust settled, LeBron James and Kevin Durant were left under scrutiny, particularly because of the timing. While Shaq was criticizing current players for treating the game like a part-time job, LeBron and Durant were appearing on a podcast, laughing at past legends, reshaping history, and dismissing the era that helped build the foundation for their immense wealth and fame. The controversy began with a simple question about load management, and Shaq did not hold back. He flatly rejected the idea of paying superstar money for limited availability, bluntly saying that no one should earn $30 million to play only 30 games. His tone suggested years of frustration finally boiling over. Shaq then pointed to specific legends, Jerry West playing through injuries that would sideline players today, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar enduring brutal seasons with outdated training and equipment, and Magic Johnson and Larry Bird giving maximum effort every night while earning far less than modern role players. These players, Shaq argued, didn't just play the game, they built the foundation that today's stars profit from. When asked whether the NBA season is too long, Shaq's response was firm and unforgiving. He said no, insisting that if earlier generations endured it, current players should too. His message was clear: stop complaining about playing a game a few nights a week while earning generational wealth. The older generation dealt with constant physical punishment, harsh travel conditions, limited medical care, and salaries that wouldn't cover a modern player's monthly expenses. Despite that, they showed up, competed, and never treated participation as optional. That honesty sparked immediate backlash. Draymond Green quickly pushed back, defending the modern culture of sitting out games while healthy. Austin Rivers followed, brushing off the idea of enforcing minimum game requirements by joking about retired players walking around with no knees. To critics, this response felt like a familiar shield, using fear of long-term injury to justify missed games, while fans...
He said, if you expect to play a long time in this league, you better quit mopping up the floor. And I thought, well, he's crazy, because that's what basketball is all about.
Bird takes it away from Wilkins, goes to the floor and gets it up ahead.
We come to practice, he's on one leg. Like he was hurt the second year, he was on one leg the whole year and played 82 games. Like, and so he practiced every day and he played every game on one leg. And so he's like, man, MJ, why don't you just sit up? How can I be the leader of the team and sit out and y'all going through all the credit? I gotta be there.
I twist my ankle, and I had a teammate, David Greenwood. He says, you know, you twist your ankle, young fella, come over and sit with me. You know, this is, you need to. I said, no, man, I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. You know, I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play. I want to win. I want to make an impact.
This is exactly the issue Shaquille O'Neal is attacking, what he sees as an entitlement epidemic in today's NBA. Players complain about workload while signing contracts large enough to fund entire cities. The average NBA salary has now crossed $10 million per year, and max contracts are approaching $60 million annually. Yet players still sit out games simply because they played a few days earlier. Meanwhile, fans pay outrageous prices to attend games, only to learn that the star they came to see is load managing despite being healthy. The situation escalates further when this criticism collides with how modern stars talk about the game. Right as Shaq was calling out what he views as softness, LeBron James was hosting the Mind the Game podcast alongside Kevin Durant and Steve Nash, where the conversation shifted into downplaying Michael Jordan's legacy. Durant spoke about the mental challenge of sustaining greatness over decades, questioning whether a player still wants to compete after years of MVPs and championships, and referenced Jordan stepping away to play baseball. LeBron's reaction, a smirk, a laugh, a knowing glance, made the subtext clear. The discussion framed LeBron's uninterrupted longevity as more valuable than Jordan's peak dominance, and it was neither subtle nor accidental. LeBron then delivered a line that revealed the deeper mindset behind the debate, saying, "It's just basketball at the end of the day." For many critics, that statement landed hard. Basketball elevated LeBron from Akron to global power, wealth, and influence, yet he reduced it to just a game. Michael Jordan never spoke that way. Jordan consistently said he played at full intensity every night because basketball was not just a job or a brand, but his identity and obsession. LeBron continued by downplaying Jordan's era, suggesting the triangle offense wouldn't work in today's NBA because the modern game is more advanced. The implication was clear. Today's players face tougher competition, smarter schemes, and superior athletes. Then came the most revealing moment, when LeBron questioned why championships are treated as the ultimate measure of greatness. Coming from a player who built super teams in Miami, recruited stars in Cleveland, and moved to Los Angeles when circumstances changed, the sudden dismissal of rings raised eyebrows. To critics, the reason felt obvious. Jordan's
3 hours a day, right? That's your job. That's what you get paid to do as an NBA player. What are you doing the other 21 hours? I mean, to me, that's when you should be preparing for your next day.
This rest stuff just drives me crazy. You're playing basketball for a living, okay? I understand if you're working in a coal mine that you may need a rest day after it. You're playing basketball.
Nikola Jokic took it further, basically admitting he thinks being required to compete is unfair.
I mean, definitely forcing players to play. But we saw what happened with the Joel. But it's something that probably league wants to. I don't know.
This is what critics argue LeBron James and Kevin Durant fail to understand. Basketball, in its purest form, was never about preserving yourself for year 20, but about emptying the tank every single night. That mentality is why Larry Bird lasted 13 seasons, and why Michael Jordan played 13 full ones. They burned brightly chasing championships, not optics, branding, or social media longevity. By contrast, when LeBron was asked about playing all 82 games, he called it a goal and added, "We'll see." To many, that didn't sound like confidence. It sounded like insurance, a way to plant seeds early to justify future absences. Jordan viewed the league very differently. To him, basketball was a 3-hour job each day, and the remaining 21 hours were for preparation. Being an NBA player was a privilege, not a burden. You were paid millions to compete, and the bare minimum was showing up. Jordan took that responsibility seriously, in a way critics believe today's stars struggle to grasp. He didn't play for highlights or stat lines. He played for the fans who worked long hours, saved money, and stretched their budgets just to sit in the upper rows and watch him compete. Jordan once said he wanted to impress the guy in the cheap seats, the one who might not really be able to afford the ticket but came anyway. That respect extended beyond home crowds. Jordan cared just as much about opposing fans. When asked if boos bothered him, he admitted they did, because he knew someone in that building was yelling at him, and his goal was simple: shut them up with his performance. Even players from later eras understood that code. Tracy McGrady once said there was no chance he was sitting out when Kobe Bryant, Paul Pierce, or Vince Carter came to town. Resting during those matchups, in his view, disrespected the game and robbed him of the chance to test himself against the best. This is where critics say Durant and LeBron hope people forget an important detail. The baseball comment about Michael Jordan wasn't harmless context, it was a deliberate omission. Jordan didn't step away from basketball out of boredom or burnout. In 1993, his father, James Jordan, was murdered during a roadside stop in North Carolina. The man who had guided, pushed, and believed in him was suddenly gone. Jordan was 30 years old, at the peak of his powers, fresh off a third straight championship, and carrying emotional weight most people would never survive. He left the game to honor his father by pursuing baseball, the sport his dad had always dreamed of seeing him play.
Hard. Does that hurt you physically?
No, because when I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% at all times. To have a long career, that's the goal. To be in the league for 20 years. That's the goal.
You know, it's all about winning championships and winning.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Then there's LeBron James. When Cleveland ran into resistance and Boston blocked his path, he left for Miami to form a super team. When that run ended, he moved on. When Cleveland stalled again, he left once more. The pattern critics point to is simple. When the road gets difficult, relocation follows. And yet, these are the same voices laughing at Michael Jordan's sacrifice. Charles Barkley summed up the divide bluntly, saying today's stars hide behind analytics fed to them by agents, choosing numbers over nights played, preservation over pride. Jordan, Barkley argued, played to honor the game, the fans, and the moment. That isn't nostalgia, it's accountability. What critics believe modern stars are really chasing isn't greatness, but longevity and the money attached to it. For a top-tier player, extending a career by just 2 or 3 seasons can mean another $500 million or more. That financial reality is seen as the real incentive